Welcome to Reading the Media. We are starting the week. We already started the week. And I'll tell you where we weren't last night. We weren't in Kikar Rabin, where thousands, they say 100,000 people demonstrated against the law of nationality. Don't talk to us about loyalty. And they say that we have to, the Druze were coming with buses from their villages to demonstrate for their rights. I have such heavy feelings about this whole demonstration. Because it's not like the Druze are like, oh, we're like this altruistic people and we're sacrificing our children and sending them to the Israeli army to fight because we're such amazing human beings, which they are. I mean, they're an amazing, interesting minority that lives also in Syria. But let's face it, they're in mortal danger by Assad, and when they go to the Israeli army, they're protecting their own villages. So, and this whole business with they don't like, what don't they like about this law? I'm not sure. I don't know the details of the law, but what I think is, if it says that Israel belongs to the Jewish people and they're upset about it, that upsets me, because this has been known for over 100 years. This declaration is the basic of Zionism, which means that this country is the historical homeland of the Jews. Otherwise, what am I doing here? I might as well live anywhere else. What were my forefathers and mothers coming here for? You know, returning here for, let's put it this way. So I think Netanyahu has a talent of just making a mess out of things that shouldn't be like that, in a way. But in a way, what I understood the motivation was a clarification to all those who undermined the very existence of Israel. And this newspaper definitely does that by calling, the vast territories occupied, and blaming the occupation for terrorism, when terrorism, I don't think, comes from that. I think it comes from a deeper source of inability to find peaceful solutions, which might be also Israel's responsibility, but not entirely, as this newspaper constantly, it always says, oh, it's your responsibility, you need to make peace. Then trying to make peace with Hamas in Gaza, that's good, I hope. And in Europe, 45 degrees in Portugal, wow. Here it's not that hot. There's a very pleasant breeze. Although we were exercising, it was really hot, right? So, let's see what is... So in the news, the editorial is, what is this? Getting the stone out of the well. I don't understand this caricature, but I like caricatures. And this is, I forgot my glasses, so I'm squinting. The Small stops apologizing. Only in Israel, the Prime Minister says that anybody who's left-wing is cooperating with the enemy. I don't think that's true. I think everywhere the left have a difficult time. I think the left has lost a lot of power since the Oslo Accord has disappointed us all so much, and the Prime Minister Rabin's assassination. So it's not that simple. It says here, it's like left, and then there's an article, first a Jew, then an Israeli, and then democracy. So they're trying to balance it out. And it says, by Israel Cohen, the dispute about the nationality law becomes a challenge, blah, blah, blah. I feel identifying with their Jews minority and their their struggle, but I'm sad to say that it has to be at the expense of other minorities. I don't know. Well, he's ultra-Orthodox, so I am not so interested. He says the Jewish identity exists thousands of years, the Israeli only 7 years. Let's ignore the whole history and the archaeology of being a culture. I disagree with him. I think there is an Israeli culture as well that has existed. I think Judaism, religion, developed also along with the culture. So, anyway. He says he feels a deep connection to every Jew wherever they are. I fail to say that I share that. I feel an identity with my own self, and even that not. As a yogi, I identify with yogi people everywhere, yoga people. And it says here the Druze, wow, they have their own flags. Between the LGBT flags and the Druze flags and the Palestinian flags, we have a lot of flags. And this one says it's about identity. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not reading everything. But we do have to do something about the Hamas and the terror, and the people on the border to Gaza are suffering. Palestinians are getting shot because it's too much, you know. And there's an article, Hamas is a partner. I don't know. I don't see how you can really be partners with terrorists. Now the world. Icebergs are melting. Cows are dying out of thirst. Europe has new heat wave, and it says the worst is yet to come. The experts say that today there will be the warmest in the continent for the past 41 years. And until 2060, temperatures will become extreme. Well, it's like the world is going to burn. It's horrible. Bad news for all of us. We have to do something about climate warming, global warming. And so... yeah. The temperatures in Israel is 31 degrees. So, who says here it's bad to be here? Not really. This is another newspaper, just to balance. This is Maariv. And you have a picture of the Druze minority. They want equality. They're against the law of nationality. I don't know, it just makes me cringe because, the Jews only have one little country, and the Jews, not the Druze, sorry. The Jews only have one little country, and declaring that it is our homeland, if that upsets people, I don't know. But I don't know the details of the law. I don't know what it means exactly. But it did make a lot of people angry. And 100,000 people came in the whole, to demonstrate. It's a lot of people. I can't say I identify with the left anymore because, let's say, if the left had their way, what would be left of Israel? I wonder. Like this little tiny bubble Tel Aviv, because everything is considered occupied territories. I mean, it's Hebron, our historical biblical city, is not Jewish. This is not Jewish. This is not Jewish. This is not Jewish. And the truth is, Islam is a relatively late religion, and the Jews definitely are even more late. And it's not a matter of who was here first, but it's like respecting. We came here. We founded this country with a lot of efforts. It wasn't just one person creating a revolution. This was a work of a lot of people. And there was, we worked hard to create this country. And if you want to live here, fine. But what do you want? Equality? Don't they have equality? Can't they vote? Can't they go to the army? And when they serve in the army, don't they get wonderful conditions? They get good pay. It's not like they're doing it for free. It's not an Eritrean army. I personally I'm not fond of military anywhere, but it is a necessity after all. And they are protecting their own villages, as I said. So, and this newspaper, what is it talking about? A lot of nonsense. That's why I like the Haaretz much more. And this is Maariv. Like, where is this? This is today in history. So, what happened on the 5th of August, 1305? William Wells, the Braveheart, led the Scottish rebellion, and he's